Still people are joining. Okay, also for the new ones, a very warm welcome. We will start the session now. As already mentioned, we are recording so that we have the infos for afterwards as well. First of all, I'm curious to know whether you already have experience with mentoring. Means please show me your experience with a thumbs up or thumbs down so that we see more or less how people have experience in this call. You can share it in the chat or just as a reaction, however you feel good.
I don't think the chat isn't available, so due to org policy, or maybe it's also just for me, but I don't see the chat, by the way.
Okay, people are reacting in the chat, but
Okay.
you can also just spontaneously react with a smiley.
Just UBS terms again.
Yeah, that's
I'm sorry, just to if I jump on, neither I can use the chat, so I have to speak up for saying that it's the first time for me mentoring. The mentoring
okay.
program. Yeah.
Thank
so.
you. Okay, it's great. As I can see, many people or if you are actually new to mentoring, so this session is hopefully very useful for you. I will start then with some information about me first, and then Simon. We just would like to briefly introduce ourselves. Simone and I are the two persons behind the Women in Cyber Mentoring program. About me, I had actually 5 professional lives until now. At the very beginning, or when I was like very young, I was a ballet and modern dancer. Later on, I changed to hospitals. I was a nurse. And then I spent some years in Costa Rica, where I led a discotheque and a small hotel. And then when I came back from Costa Rica, I changed to police. I worked afterwards over 10 years as a police officer, local, national, and also international with Europol and Interpol. And that's where actually I got into cybercrime. And about 3 years ago, a little bit more than 3 years ago, I decided to change the focus to prevention. And that's when I started in cybersecurity. So that's about me. Simon, would you also like to present yourself?
Yeah, I don't have so many different professional lives. I'm working in UBS since 23 years, so almost always in IT. I'm currently working as a Scrum Master and Initiative Manager in mobile banking. I'm responsible there for the UBS Access app pod. But I have a different passion in volunteering. I support the bigger UBS mentoring program, especially for women in Zurich. Additionally, I'm a mental health champion in our company as well. I am a member of the IT department committee of the Technical Vocational School in Zurich, and I'm a company mentor with a federal diploma, so I also support in coaching. And last but not least, I'm a passionate member of Women in Cyber, and yes, so that's maybe also is the bridge to introduce you quickly our association.
Simone, you can take over.
Yes. Do you see the next slide? Or maybe I need
Not
to.
as
Okay.
yet. Yeah. Now
Yeah,
it's okay.
now. So our association has been founded 2019 together with Deloitte, Switch, die Schweizerische Eidgenossenschaft, UBS and Trend Micro. 2022, Women in Cyber Switzerland has been established as an association. And on the right-hand side, you see our very highly motivated team. We have still on board Deloitte, Switch, Schweizerische Eidgenossenschaft and UBS. We have Barbara Schlegel, Katja Dörlemann, Patricia Ecker, Sandra, which is in the call here, Sarah Hosni, and myself. We see also what you are responsible for. And going into a little bit more detail, our 3 pillars are connect, inspire, and thrive. It's well known that women in the cyber industry are still underrepresented. We see us as a connector between women and the industry and want to build and establish a community with our, for example, Women in Cyber Day and our local networking events. We also believe that cyber is the best place to be, and we want to spread the word. An additional focus is skills development and career advancement. One part is our mentoring program we launched during summer last year. You will hear about in more detail from Sandra in 2 minutes. My last slide about the association is a little bit an overview what we have done so far. You see that during COVID we had a first event hosted virtually, and then we were able to have physical Women in Cyber Days started in 2022 in Zurich. Then we moved to Bern. This year we were in Lausanne, and happy to announce already now that we will be in Lucerne next year, also in summer. We also host different local networking events. We started with that almost 1 year ago. There was one in Geneva. We had one at Switch in Zurich. There was in May one hosted by UBS together with Deloitte. And there will be one, I think, at the 7th of November in Bern. It's about cloud computing and security. The mentoring program I already mentioned, but we also have launched our new website mid-2024. This with support of our very valuable donors and sponsors. Without them, it wouldn't be possible to do that. We also launched a newsletter. We don't want to spam, but that 1 or 2 times a year we send out the latest news. You can also register there on our website. That's all from my side about the association, and I hand over to Sandra again.
Thank you very much, Simone. I am just seeing that some people have problems to hear or see anything. I hope you have found the way to see the presentation. If you are in the chat, actually, you're supposed to have the good link, the right link. I'm just seeing sometimes when you have like the detail, you just put right click and then show. Okay, it doesn't work. Anyway, I will continue. Just as an information, we are going to record. So in any case, we could also share the recordings afterwards. I don't know, Simona, if you can, I know you cannot write in the chat. I quickly answered that we will record.
Yeah.
So, okay. Please give me a sign or tell me when you can see the new slides.
I see it.
Slide. Okay. Thank you. For us, it's important that we can respond to your expectations, and that's therefore I would like to open the questions or open the discussion. Please raise your hand if you wish to speak up. I would like to know from you what your expectations are with mentoring or in connection with mentoring. Yes, please speak up, Merali.
You're still on mute, probably.
Yeah.
Maybe in the meanwhile, am I audible now?
Oh. Yes.
Thank you, Sandra and Simona. So, and thank you for arranging this. So as we know, cyber is very vast, and I think for those of us who are trying to navigate it, it would be helpful if this mentorship or future mentorship programs could help manage the scope and focus on in a particular aspect within cyber, and then build capacity further in that dimension. Otherwise, I feel, I don't know if others share the same sentiment, but I feel it's ever growing and vast space.
Yeah, maybe I can, before we go to the next person, give you answer on that. I also think this is a very important point you've mentioned here, scope, focus. What I suggest, which I will come afterwards, is we have very different type of mentors with different backgrounds. And I really suggest you search for the person regarding the profile that can actually fit your needs. If also, or what we already did, Simone and I, is if we had a person or a mentee, we felt like, this person maybe better fits to you or to your competencies. So we also allow ourselves to see, okay, if the mentee is not sure which person could fit best, then we would assist and really search the right person for you.
And maybe to add, it's not forbidden to have two mentors at all, right? So, I mean, different mentors, different focus. It's all about how do you manage that? And yeah, feel free always. It's always good to have more mentors because you have always different needs.
Okay, there was a second person who wanted to speak up. Please go ahead.
Hi there, so it's me, Shafi. I just wanted to address that in my specific case, I'm new to this security area, so for me it would be helpful to know like which certificates would be helpful for me, or what are the basics. I mean, I did already study in that, but still like to like have some more references, what's the best?
Okay, thank you very much. Women in Cyber is planning something regarding to this subject. I am not announcing it right now because it's still a little bit confidential, but if you would like to, you can get in contact with me and I would tell you more about the certificates which are available, and we would also help you in order to get into cybersecurity.
Amazing, thank you. I'll come back to you.
Okay. Someone else who would like to share? Yes? Fleur?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, perfect. Yeah, so for me, I think, so I've had some like multiple years in cyber already, or I've always worked in the cyberspace. So for me, the mentoring would be more around gaining insights from like other kind of like more senior people, especially also when it comes to leadership in cyber. So yeah.
Yeah, I think we also have great mentors which cover those subjects, leadership. So I just would like to motivate you also to go and look on the profiles.
Cool, thanks.
Anyone else? Yeah, please.
May I just follow up again? I think one of the main barriers for entry for women into this domain is obviously the technical aspects, and yet cyber is much more than technical. So how can this mentorship proactively address these barriers? That there is the legal aspect of cyber, there's the policy aspect of cyber, there's the gender aspect of cyber. So I would also welcome incorporating those into the mentorship program. And when it comes to alignment of technical versus non-technical mentor and mentee, it would be helpful to address those as well. Just like the previous speaker, I've been in the cyber for several years now, and I know these from experience, so would really welcome an expert guide on this.
Yes, thank you. Sivan, would you like to say something? Otherwise, I would.
I mean, at the end, it's always, I mean, we have a portfolio with different mentors. You really should look at their profiles. There are technical people there. There are less technical people there. It's always, what is your plan? What do you want to get out of that? And then you have to address it clearly to your mentor and set your goals. And I mean, the mentoring program, maybe you see that also after when Sandra explain a little bit more how it goes, how you then reach out to the mentor, so how it is, but we do not maybe create something around that exactly, but it's always what you address to your mentor, you will get support there then.
Yes, as I said, we will have by next year, 2025, 2026, a possibility. We also provide from Women in Cyber for students if everything goes right. But in the meantime, ask your mentor about the possibilities. As Simone said, or as you also actually mentioned, cyber is not cyber, and we have so many different topics and aspects. If you would like to get more insights also or inputs, which is further than the mentoring, I also highly recommend you to participate on a Women in Cyber Day. I already put you the date or the save the date in the chat for next year, which will be the 26th of August. And also we do have local networking events to specific subjects. The 7th of November, for example, we will have a networking event at the NCSE where I work about cloud security and cloud computing. So I just highly recommend you that if you see a subject which is of your interest, that you also subscribe, participate, and really ask your questions. Personally, I feel that Women in Cyber Day is giving you the vast overview actually of what exists. We always try to have technical, less technical topics, or for more experienced people or a little bit less experienced people. So that's maybe helpful for you. Just seeing that somebody wrote something in the chat. Okay, good. So I suggest that I would go to the next slide. I don't see anyone having the hand raised anymore. I will answer to the chat afterwards when Simone is making her part of the presentation. Okay, actually, we really do hope that our program will meet your expectations and I would like to give you now an idea of how the program works. I would like to briefly introduce it to you here, because it's actually a self-maintaining program. That means that the mentors are independent and they decide for themselves how many mentees actually they can supervise at the same time. We all do that in our free time, which means that with a daily workload, for example, I can have 1 to 2 mentees, but not more. Maybe another person can only have 1, or there will be periods where we can have none. But be sure we have enough mentors, and you will absolutely, I'm confident that you will find the right person for you. What is important to know is that those mentors are also carefully selected by Women in Cyber. And we also try, as I said before, to have very different profiles so that we actually can ensure that you find the right mentor for you. It's also our objective to maximize the development of your personal and professional skills through the support of your mentor, of your future member. And I just would like to give you a remember that it's a long-term supervision. Personally, I never had a mentorship which was less than 6 months. It's really a process we are going through, and it offers you network, it opens doors, it gives you consulting, for example, also about the different possibilities in the field of cybersecurity you are seeking in. Now I would go to the next slide, because what is important for you to know as well is I said, we carefully choose our mentors. And on the website of Women in Cyber, Simon, maybe you can share it in the chat, the link.
I don't have the chat, but we will share it afterwards.
I will share it afterwards. You can see actually what we expect from our mentors. It's 5 pillars you see here, but in generally, we really want them to put the focus on the mentees' needs and also the mentees' objectives. We help with contacts we have, with the network we have, with the knowledge we have, and also the experience. I'm sorry, there is another person coming in. We also want to take over, actually, if a mentee tells me that's my goal, so me as a mentor, this also has to be my goal. So I really take over that perspective and try to support as good as possible. We as a mentor, I say we because I'm a mentor and Simone as well, we always take a step back and also reflect really on the mentee situation in detail in order to be able to provide the perfect or the as good as possible support. We try to encourage you. We know that especially in cybersecurity, sometimes it can be frustrating, it can be hard, it's not an easy path to go. So we are there to support you. We are there to also ask critical questions, and we also try to give you like inputs in order that you can resolve or find the solution to your problem by yourself with our input. So that's about how we from mentor side live the mentoring program. But of course, we also do have some expectations to the mentees. As you can see here, we have 4 pillars, and I really would like that you read those 4 pillars carefully before subscribing to mentoring, because it's not only the mentor who has a responsibility, but you as a mentee also have quite a big responsibility in order to make this mentorship successful. Now, I would like to give the word to Simon, who will show some common pitfalls.
Yes. Yeah. So there are some pitfalls, and you should really avoid that. For example, don't lose your focus. So Sandra was mentioning to have a clear goal, and yeah, it's something really you should aware what you want to work on with your mentor, create a plan, and go through that step by step. Don't expect your mentor has answers to all your questions, but your mentor can share experience, and what will be the right decision is in your hands at the end. So not what the mentor, maybe how it works for him could work for you, but these are it's shared experience and possible ways to try out. Be proactive. You are the manager of your relationship. You need to write your notes. You need to create your task list and follow on that. Don't be passive. Don't be unprepared or unresponsive. As mentioned, so we are volunteering here as well. We're doing that in our free time. So it's not really nice to wait and nothing comes back. Avoid ignoring feedback. At least think about it and reflect that. It always could be that this feedback maybe doesn't fit for you, but maybe it's always worthwhile to think about it very quickly or longer and choose if it's the right way or not. Respect your mentor's time, as I mentioned, the availability and also the mentor's boundaries. And finally, not expressing gratitude or appreciation to your mentor. I mean, this might be a bit old-fashioned formulated, but the thank you from time to time is from each mentor always very appreciated as well. So any questions on that? If it's not the case, then I hand over to Sandra again. You are on mute, Sandra.
Thank you. I really, really hope that the video works for you. We actually, at the last Women in Cyber Day, we showed some testimonials from mentees we had until now. I hope that the sound will work. I'm trying to start the video now. It's a 2-minute video, very short, but it gives you an insight of how mentees actually lived the mentoring program. Okay, I've seen that some of you had some issues by seeing the video. I will make sure that it's in the recording well integrated. So I would hand over to Simone again, who would show you what comes next.
Yeah, so I mean, what comes next? We had this online session for mentees, and get started is really just in your hands. Define your goals, go to our website, have a look at the profiles, choose a mentor that suits for you, for your needs, and then contact the mentor. So you have access on our homepage to the LinkedIn profiles of these mentors. You can reach out to them via LinkedIn, introduce briefly yourself there, say why you would like her, him, we have also one man in our portfolio, to be your mentor, maybe add some goals and leave your contact details. And then we encourage our mentors that they always have not a very long response time, so that they get quickly to you. So it's you start by whenever you decide, and you also finish. I mean, even I also had relationships with mentees. They not went 6 months. Sometimes there were just a few questions and give some guidance, and then there was maybe 2-3 months nothing, and then they came back with additional questions. So it's always it can be different. So it's sometimes I mean, mentoring per se is it's a long time term relationship, but we also here for supporting you in all kind of questions you have, and to bring you somehow further into this field whenever it's needed. Let's see what yes, this is an overview of about all the mentors we have. So you see, it's quite, we have very interesting companies, and there are different roles, and really a lot of experienced, passionate women which are waiting for you. Sarah?
Yeah, hello. I have a question regarding the mentorship. Does it exist a coordination or a discussion between the mentor about the mentees to work as a team of mentors, or it's very individual?
I mean, you decide as a mentee who you choose as a mentor, and then it's a self-maintained program. What we also have, it's 2 times a year, we have an exchange with our mentors, how we can develop our program further, what we can improve. We also do training on site, how we do best mentor our mentees. So we have a connection within the mentor circle, but what then the mentee makes out of our offering of our mentoring program, we do not track.
Okay, thanks.
Maybe
Yeah.
sorry, I just would like to add something. If in the mentorship there is a problem you can really not solve with your mentor, you can always also address to Simone and I, and we will give support. But until now, it has never been the case.
Yeah, but it can happen that you find out that you are not on the same page with your mentor. So also address that clearly, honest and polite, and then it's not a problem. You even learn out of such situations something, and then go ahead and check out the next one, I would say. Are there more questions? I only have one slide left. It's how you can contact us. So you see our LinkedIn. We have YouTube. You see all the past Women in Cyber Days. There are some videos there. LinkedIn, we are all very close, come very close to 2,000 members. So we announce there our next events, local events, whatever we have there. And yes, check it out. It would be cool to hear from you. Sandra, anything to mention, or are there still questions?
I think if there are any further questions, you can still send them to us, and otherwise I would say we finished the call. I would also finish the recording now. I will have